What did your folks say about Jealousy? Seeing you on, no, not just the song, but the fact that here's a big hit, your
Uh-huh.
video.
Uh-huh. Oh,
If
they were they were happy. It's just like they were like, dang, yeah, yeah, maybe we should have waited. You know what I mean? Because we got a much better deal than they did.
no,
So,
your parents. I'm
you
talking about
know.
your parents. Your
Oh,
parents.
my parents. Oh, yeah, they were extremely happy to see the success of the band. You know what I mean? They were, you go from, oh yeah, yeah, I'm gonna do this, mom. Hey, we just did this, and not believing you to all of a sudden you're on the radio everywhere. Um, I'm on tour, with people they love and admire, the Luther Vandrosses and all that kind. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You're traveling with the Whitney Houston. You know what I mean? They're just like, he went just telling us to now he's out there doing it. So very, very proud. My dad was he was always been our biggest supporters and fans, and very proud.
Wow.
Very proud.
Stevie, I wanted to, what are your thoughts about the debut album?
I'm going to be totally honest here. I didn't really get into soul and R&B till about the late 1987, and I stumbled across the new sound of soul and R&B literally by luck, going through the radio, and I heard a local radio DJs. He's one of the big black music DJs in my city, which is Manchester.
Oh yeah,
I was
Manchester. Okay.
yeah. But the time before I got into soul R&B in the late 80s, I was a big Madonna fan, and here's the link with Madonna. Now, I first heard your voice, and I didn't even know it was you, on a Madonna soundtrack, 1987. Who's that girl?
Yeah.
And I heard this
Yeah.
track, and it's step by step.
Yeah.
What the hell is this? And I'm like, who is this? Club Nouveau. I'd never heard of it. But I was like, what the heck? I literally threw my passion for Madonna at the time, and then hearing Step by Step. And it was such a fun. It's a forgotten track. It's a brilliant track.
Yeah.
It's so forgotten, but
Yeah, where was it from, Samuelle?
We did that. Actually, you know what's funny? We were on a tour. We were on a tour bus, and me and my cousin David Agent, he had just got this little music thing, and Jay had just said, "Hey, Madonna," because Madonna had wanted us to go on tour with her.
Wow.
But that's a whole nother fiasco that didn't happen. That should have happened, but
Oh, you were the same label. Okay.
Yeah, we're the same label, and she wanted to go on tour with her. She wanted the Club Nouveau, because she evidently she liked what we were doing, and we had, same label, just wanted to. So they were like, "Hey, we're going to get a song. Benny wants us to do a song for her movie, on the soundtrack." So we're just on the tour bus, and David Agent is doom, doom, doom. She got this little funky beat. Doom, doom. So we're sitting there playing around with different stuff like that, and playing around with lyrics and stuff like that. And then we was trying to figure out what we're going to, sing about and stuff like that. So we all kind of came together, and then was it Jay or Tom? I think Denny came in, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna put some saxophone right there. That's that sax you hear, bang, bang, bang. And you hear some real Club Nouveau-ish sounds on there. But I thought the melody, and I didn't even know where the melody came from. It just, in my head, when they were talking about, hey, we're going to say this, 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 and this, the first thing came out of my mouth, the melody was, I'm not looking for trouble, but it seems to keep following me. I get up and I move on the double. Look at my face and what do you see? Then he goes, oh, I mean, it was just so funky and slick. I was like, hey, we're going to kill this when we get back to the studio. So I know exactly what he's talking about, because I just listened to it probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And it just came on. I was like, man, that song was funky. You know what I mean? Dun, 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 dun. And the way the vocals is so abstract, what the music, it just comes in a pocket. Dun, dun. It's slick, it's real slick. So yeah, I appreciate that, Stevie. Yeah, you said, who the hell? I like how you said, who the hell is Nuba? Who the hell is these guys? Yeah.
But what happened to the tour then? How come that didn't go on?
I don't know what happened. See, that's the things, Valerie and myself, we weren't a privy to what was going on with that. But somehow Jay and them did, I say fumbled. If this is soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, they effed up the play, okay? Because that would have been amazing. She was playing stadiums. Okay, we were building this big fan base. So could you imagine the fan base we would have had we gone out with Madonna?
Mm.
And I loved Madonna at that time. Madonna was just still an icon. You know what I mean? She was at icon status. There was no Taylor Swift. It was no Taylor Swift. Janet wasn't big like that back then. Madonna was it. You know what I mean? She was at the top of the heap. And, you got to have mad respect for her. Because like I said, if you take Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga and put them in one, that was Madonna in that time. You know what I mean? Because it's just like everything she did was just so deep and so accepted. You know what I mean? And it just like she was the first one, I think, that really put females on the map to like, hey, you tell your story, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people were in that cookie cutter. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Madonna was, hey, if you listen to her music, you go like she was the Cyndi Lauper kind of dapped in it, but Madonna she was the queen of pop. She was the queen of pop, man. She just had it down. So I was thinking like, and me personally loved it. I was like, man, I'd love to be out there just to meet her and think that maybe you could do some work with her. You know what I mean? I'm always thinking, I want me to sing with her. You know what I mean? Do some shows or something. You never know. Because that was Madonna. She liked you and respected you back then. She worked with a lot of different people. So that was my thing. Like, man, if I get in there, Warner Brothers might just say, hey, we're going to get Sam and Madonna on a track. You know what I mean? She was doing movies. She was doing everything. So
it was great to actually get a placement on that soundtrack, though, I think.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of Madonna tracks. I think there was a track by Scritti Politti, which they had a great sound in the mid-'80s as well. It's very synthy, very funky sound, slight R&B. So you could put it in that box. I mean, it was a great placement, I thought, on that soundtrack. I thought the soundtrack was probably better than the film, though, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, the film wasn't great.
No.
But
still watch it, but the soundtrack's great.
Yeah.
Soundtrack's
the soundtrack, the soundtrack. That's funny. Not too often is the soundtrack better than the film. It's usually the other way around. But in this case, you're right. I believe the same thing. I was looking because when I saw the movie, I was like, and I'm thinking like Madonna can really act, but it just didn't. It just wasn't like, it just wasn't one of those films. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, but the whole soundtrack is dope.
Yeah, if we went back to Life, Love and Pain and I mean your to have your debut album, to start having Jealousy, Lean on Me, Why You Treat Me So Bad, the Loonies have really made that another 90s icon. But I mean, when it was the singles were just hitting and blowing up, especially you did the Lean on Me. And so at this time, I was living in Nigeria. So I remember hearing rumors, then Jealousy. And we're like, it was almost like the original software, where, rappers rappers would go against each other. The fact that we heard rumors and Jealousy and we're like, well, what's going on? And as I said, coming from international market. And then you did, Lean on Me, which, most of us hadn't heard. I hadn't heard the original one, so it was yours. That was the first one we saw. And then Why You Treat Me So Bad. You were just having hit after hit. Was it just the success? Did you think, oh, this is how it is? You just blow up so quickly? Or?
I didn't know how it was supposed to be. All I knew was it was special. I recognized that because there's no way that. I mean, we used to go out and we were opening for like Cameo and different bands. And within 2-3 weeks of the tour, we ended up headlining.
Wow.
And you talking about Cameo?
You were headlining over Cameo?
We were in Boston with Cameo and we were opening. It was us. I can't remember who else, a few other acts. It's a big show. And this is when Larry was still slim. You know what I mean? This is before the Cup.
Oh, before the Cup. Okay, this is before the Cup.
And he was, Cameo was killing. They were killing it, right? So then the Cup album came. By the time we met again, then the Cup album came. That's when Word Up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it was something about when all of our songs were hitting at the same time. You know what I mean? It was almost like when we would go, I just remember we would do Jealousy, Situation, like Treat Me So Bad, Heavy on My Mind. And by the time we got to Lean on Me, it was like when we would, finish, they would be yelling encore. Now you got other groups that's supposed to come out and they be like, "We want Club Nouveau, we." I knew that wasn't normal. You know what I mean? It was just like, wait a minute, hold on, we're openers. You know, we're opening for these groups. But the promoters started recognizing once Club Nouveau was finished, the people were kind of disengaging a little bit.
Wow.
Because the audience was, you know, it was our audience. You know, it was a young audience, and of course, they loved all the cameos. They loved the Ready for the Worlds and all that kind of stuff. But we had a special zone and a special time where our songs were just, and if people would say it was just like one. It seems like you just 1, 2, 3. You know, what I mean, it's like a lot of people would have 1, 2, and then you know they go through some other song and they might have a fun. But we were blessed enough to have everything that was hitting at the same time on radio and in videos at that same, you know what I mean? So people were just like, it seemed like it was, to me, I think they felt, it seems like we were doing more than what we were actually doing. We were coming out and giving them, and of course we had a great show, you know, we had all this still interacting type stuff, but it was, when I think about it, I go, you know, wow, it was like, yeah, we were coming out, and these are songs they're hearing every day, all day. Not like you just hearing one, and these other ones are on our album. It's like they were hearing this one, they were hearing that one.
Yeah.
You know
It was,
so it made it, Warner Brothers knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They marketed us. They knew what they were doing. And we did rumors in our show. So they knew what they were doing.
You did rumors. Jay produced
it,
so he could have.
Yeah. You know, Tommy and Denny and Jay, they produced it. So we would come out to that.
Oh, wow. Hey, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. If you loved what you watched, there's over 100 artists that we've interviewed. So please check out the videos. Remember to like, share, how not unsubscribe. But better still, become a member of Halftime Chat and get exclusive videos ahead of time. But thanks for watching. Take care.